Welcome to another Story Corner. Grab a coffee, grab a dram, whatever time it is there. Not judging you. Sit back and enjoy. Back in the early 19th century, Scotland was going through a bit of a problem. Edinburgh had become a leading centre of anatomical studies, but legally obtained bodies were in short supply. Medical schools would be a pretty penny for a fresh corpse they could harvest the knowledge from through dissection. That led to some enterprising but immoral characters swooping into graveyards soon after the funeral, digging up the newly buried prize. Now, one night, a pair of disrespectful grave robbers set about the theft of one very fresh body. The man had been cut down in the prime of his life. He was not a boy anymore, but far from an old man. So this was a corpse that was going to fetch good money. This wasn't their first dig. Before long they had the dead man in the back of the cart and they were filling in the 6-foot hole. Then rumbling along the road back home, our two villains saw the welcoming lights of a pub. Well, digging works up a bit of a thirst. And they were going to make a decent profit, so why not stop for a wee celebration? It wasn't an area they knew so well, so rather than leave the cart and their cargo unguarded, one of the pair came up with what he thought was a genius idea. Taking the corpse from the back, they sat him upright in the driver's bench, covered the shroud in a coat and a hat. Off they went into the warmth, chuckling at their ruse and the human scarecrow they'd left behind. And just as the grave robbers entered the pub, one of the local men came outside, making his own journey home. As he wandered past the cart, he shouted a cheery greeting to the deceased cart driver, but of course, he received no answer. I said, "It's a cold evening, is it no?" Still no reply. He'd had a few too many shandies, and he wasn't happy about being ignored, so wandered over to see what this ignorant fool's problem was. And he stopped in his tracks. First he saw the shroud, then the shovels lying in the back of the cart. Good honest people didn't take kindly to grave robbers, especially when this one knew exactly who that body belonged to. Time to teach those scoundrels a lesson, he thought. The man carefully lowered the body down, stashing it in a shadowy bush for later. Then he donned the big coat and the hat, taking the empty spot on the driver's bench. After a few drams, two grave robbers stumbled out of the pub back to their cart. They weren't too far from home, and they were probably too inebriated to manhandle the corpse back into the cart anyway, so they just left it where it sat, perched themselves either side to stop it flopping over. As they rumbled along the track, the man on the left was just dozing off when he felt a sharp nudge in his side. "Would you stop poking me while I'm sleeping?" he yelled. "I'm doing nothing like it. Hud your wished," his companion replied. Then the man on the right felt something on his leg. And looking down, he saw the corpse's hand just falling on him. So he went to move it back when he froze in confusion. The corpse is warm. Then between the two grave robbers a deep voice boomed. "Aye, you'd be warm too if you'd just come back for hell." Two villains never run so fast in their life. The body they had stolen had been returned back to its rightful place. And we can only hope that that experience put those two off their moonlit thieving for good. I hope you enjoyed the story. Sláinte.